in initial reaction here to a very impressive win?
Yeah, listen, this is great. Historic moment to have Inter Miami. Obviously, now having that star above the badge is so very important, I think, for their development. What they've done, the investment that Miami put into this league, not only for player personnel, having the world's greatest player ever in the league in Lionel Messi, also have an impact in this game. Building a new stadium, momentum is just continuously growing in the Miami and Florida region. It's wonderful to see. But this cup final was a brilliant cup final. That's what I want to see. I want to see top performances. I want to see individual brilliance. I want to see records being broken. And at the end of the day, many people will always say it was written in the script that Inter Miami were going to go and win this game. At one point in this game, Vancouver Whitecaps were very much in it. And I thought they were going to go on and win the game. They did a great job actually getting back into the game. But I think true quality and true class and experience sometimes gets you over that final hurdle. What a spectacle.
It really was. Let's bring in our MLS correspondent, Tom Bogert, who is right there in Florida for this championship match. Tom, what did you think of what we saw from Inter Miami here today?
Thought it was an excellent final, and it was a very interesting game on Miami's point of view because the Vancouver Whitecaps were dictating the way the game was played. They had more of the ball. They kind of pinned Miami back. Miami knew that that was going to be okay at times because the first goal, they hit you in transition, and that was what the game was going to come down to. And then the Whitecaps didn't take their chances. The Whitecaps had a couple of inexplicable mistakes. That game-winning goal by Rodrigo de Paul was very uncharacteristic. Andres Cubas, as you saw in the highlight, he had several seconds to make a decision to pass the ball, to play it, to clear it, to do literally anything than try to dribble Lionel Messi in that moment. You got to give credit to Messi for the pressing and the work rate. Javier Mascherano has been speaking about this all playoffs, not about just his goal scoring, but the way that he's pressing and leading the team in that regard. So it was fitting. It was poetic for Miami. Not exactly how they maybe thought it was going to come, but they got the star above their jersey, and that's all that matters.
How was the story of the game and the momentum of the game changing the atmosphere inside the stadium? Because I can only imagine that was a roller coaster game, not only for ownership, for every Inter Miami fan, but also the people in attendance, the journalists trying to write the script. When it got to 1-1, I had no idea how that final chapter was going to be written.
I honestly thought the Vancouver Whitecaps were going to go on and win it, and you made a good point when you were talking about in the highlights that, yeah, it certainly felt like Vancouver were going to go on and win. I picked Vancouver in this game. I think that they were really, really good. I honestly think that they were better on the day. Not that that means literally anything because they're not the ones getting ready to go on that podium over my shoulder to get MLS Cup, but they proved why they're so good to be here, and it was those little moments. One team had Lionel Messi, and the other team didn't.
Tom, what does it say about MLS that, these types of players have come and they have had success and they've brought this league forward even further than maybe even we thought? Because a player like Lionel Messi, 10 La Liga titles, 4 Champions Leagues, 3 FIFA Club World Cups, and now he's got his first MLS.
4 trophies since he's arrived at the club as well.
Yep, that's right.
So he's been obviously successful, but this is the trophy that they've wanted most, and it didn't get handed to them. It didn't come easy. This is the team that was on the bad end of literally the biggest upset in MLS playoff history last year by losing to Atlanta United. Vancouver came down to this stadium in the CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinals, and they just thoroughly outplayed them. Miami gets their revenge today. They have gotten much better since that moment. Javier Mascherano deserves a ton of credit for the decisions he's made. Rocco Rios Novo in goal, Ian Frey at right back, Noah Allen at center back, and then finding the best way to get Rodrigo de Paul in the midfield because it was an awkward fit to begin with, and then he did very, very well.
Tom, when you look at finals, there's always a moment that changes the game one way or another. You win it or you lose it. To see the error happen from Cubas in midfield, who's been outstanding, and the Whitecaps themselves, such great footballers, and normally in possession of the ball, you can almost guarantee they move it pretty quickly. It seemed like a lapse of judgment. It seemed like an opportunity for Miami, obviously, to go and win the game. But that's uncharacteristic and certainly was probably the deciding factor in the match, right?
It absolutely was because, again, Vancouver had the momentum. Vancouver had a double post situation. It was 1-1. Emmanuel Savi almost scored. He even hit the post a third time because he scrambled to go get the rebound, and it didn't go in. Those are the moments in which the games are won and lost, and that Cubas one was so avoidable. And it's so unfortunate because he's been one of the best midfielders in Major League Soccer this year. Honestly, he's been since he got to this club. He's just been kind of overlooked because the Whitecaps haven't had a ton of team success during his time at the team with the club. And we're going to be talking about this moment. This is the moment that's going to live on. It doesn't make him a bad player. It doesn't take anything away from the incredible season he's had in one sense. But in the other, this is the most high-profile moment for one of their most dependable, most consistent, and very best players. It's really sad to see, but legacies are made in Cup finals.
Yes.
And Inter Miami cemented theirs with that coronation MLS Cup. Thanks so much, Tom. Really appreciate the work today.
Get yourself a pint.
Cheers, guys. I just need to rest my arm here from holding the phone, so I've been really working really hard here. Cheers, boys.
Enjoy.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I think a beverage is certainly on tap. But he's in Miami. There's going to be no shortage of establishments to go to. Yeah. Ian, what does this mean for the league? You know, we talked about the big players that have come here to play in MLS. Mueller on one hand, all of the stars that we've seen for Inter Miami. Where are they right now in terms of the wider spectrum?
Listen, we always hear from the MLS Commissioner, Don Garber, and the importance of growing the league and continue to develop. But at some point, Major League Soccer has to try to be one of the top 4 or 5 leagues in world football, full stop. And I think they're not too far away. Even with big occasions like this, you had 2 World Cup winners going at it with Messi, obviously, and his friends, competing up against the wonderful, yes, Thomas Muller. But I do believe that you've got momentum in your favour sometimes in Major League Soccer, and momentum continuously looked like it was going in the right direction when Lionel Messi arrived. They won trophy after trophy after trophy, and it didn't happen last year for them for some reason. I think sometimes you also have to understand how difficult it is in Major League Soccer to have success, to win the MLS Cup. It takes experience. Sometimes it takes losing in a final or on the journey to a final, and that's what happened to Inter Miami. I'm very, very happy for what we have seen from the investment from Inter Miami, the ownership, the Mas family, and of course David Beckham and whoever else is involved in the ownership. For this man in particular, what he has done for Major League Soccer, full stop. I came to the league probably because of David Beckham way back in the day as a player. He arrived 6 months before me, and he changed Major League Soccer at that time as a player. He attracted better players, ownership, more money, sponsorship. He was the difference maker in the league, going from a terrific platform into the next level where only they could have even have dreamt of getting to that quickly. Now as an owner, and obviously an amazing contract that he put together when he first arrived, as an owner and part owner of that football club, he has now transitioned football once again. Never in a million years did I think that Major League Soccer, our league, could attract the world's greatest ever player, Lionel Messi. And David Beckham and the ownership at Inter Miami went out and made it happen. But he didn't just do it to get money into the door. He didn't just do it for business purposes or to change a region. That's obviously a large part of the reason of owning a football club. You want to be a difference maker, a trendsetter, a business person. But you want to win. David Beckham is a winner. And now, as an owner, he is once again a winner. Well done to the ownership group, Mas family, and of course, David Beckham. And to the greatest of all time, of course, Lionel Messi. And we also, let's not forget, say goodbye to some legends who have played our beautiful game, an MLS champion as well. Congratulations to Alba and Busquets, 2 outstanding players, and we're so thankful we ever got a chance to see them play.